Well, thank you for accommodating me on a different time today. You know, I have two daughters. Andrea's 30, Emily's 25, and they're both very busy young adults. So if I get the opportunity to spend time with either one of them or both, I sure do take it. And we decided to do some baking this morning. It's kind of what fit everybody's schedule best. So thank you very much for working with me today and showing up at 4 o'clock rather than the morning. And we had a good time, and we enjoyed a little appetizer lunch and worked on a puzzle. It's been a really good day. And I'm having a hard time staying motivated since, late last week, middle of last week, I'd say. Just, trying to take time for the holiday things and needing to slow down a little bit just to kind of re-energize and get my head on again. And, just a lot happening with the holidays, and I'm sure you all feel that as well. But I am busy going through new products, pulling out products that are retiring, planning classes and events for the new year, and I'm really excited about that. So first reminder is you have exactly 2 weeks from today to order from the holiday catalog. If there's anything you want in there, you need to get it soon. Everything retiring is while supplies last only. I know some items are already out, but you do want to take advantage of that, and don't wait till January 4th because you're too late. You have until January 3rd to order from the holiday catalog. And again, everything is while supplies last. And the second reminder is January 4th, 2 weeks from tomorrow, is when our new January-June mini catalog goes live, as well as our January-February celebration. And with celebration, there are exclusive products that you can get free with qualifying orders. There's an exclusive stamp set, really wonderful. I believe it's, well, no, that might not be it. No, I don't have it yet. Actually, I don't have it yet because it's something that only hosts can get during January and February with a $300 show or $300 order. And then, of course, there are incentives for joining as well. If you have purchased from me, placed a Stampin' Up! Order from me, not a class or an event, but placed a Stampin' Up! Order from me, either me directly or online on my website during 2021, you are on my list to receive a catalog and celebration brochure that will be mailed from Stampin' Up! And I believe they are starting to ship those. If you do not receive yours by December 31st, is that right? 31st, 31 days in December, 30 days, April, June, November, yes. Then contact me and I will make sure to get one out. If you've never purchased from me and you are in need of a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would love to earn your business and would send you a complimentary catalog. You just need to email me. And then I guess that covers it, right? Or if you've ordered from me just very recently, you're a brand new customer from me, you would not, because we had a deadline to make, so you would not have been on that list to receive a catalog, but I'm more than happy to send it to you and whoever needs one. Okay. Lots more people still jumping on. Marsha, Melinda, Sharon, Susan. I don't know who else is here. Sharon Van Winkle, Mary Lou, Mary Stetzer, Deb, Doris, wonderful. So many of you. Okay, I'm going to, welcome to Stampin' Peace with Mary Nabe. Happy Monday. Just 5 days left till Christmas. I'm feeling very good. We baked today. I have all my gifts wrapped. Cards have gone out with the exception of a small group that I need to take care of hopefully tonight. And been to the grocery store, but have another list and need to go again. You know how that is. And I'm pretty much ready. I even have things in stocking, so I'm ahead of the game. So it's been kind of nice for me to step back from my Stampin' Piece business just a few days, for a few days a week, to get that all together, because I'm enjoying the holidays and don't feel stressed and rushed. So while I am turning around my camera, please share this video and invite others to join us in this live demonstration. Oh, I have this pocket card that I received from another demonstrator, Wendy Meinhardt. She took one of my Zoom classes along with her sister, and afterwards we just had such fun. There were several other people on, and we just had such fun. But shortly after that event, I received this card in the mail from her. And I have made pocket cards in the past, but it's been quite some time. So I thought, oh, this is perfect to show for a Facebook Live. And she used the Eden's Garden suite, but I am going to use a new product available starting January 4th, and it's called Abstract Beauty 4x6 Specialty Designer Series paper. So this is kind of unusual for us. At times in the past, we have had 4x6 papers. At one time, they, I believe, were even on a pad, and you had to tear the sheets off. So I like that these are single and not on a pad. But 4x6, so they are great for pocket memory keeping, filling in pocket pages, that sort of thing. But they're also great for just card makers. And this is what I'm going to use to make a couple of the pocket cards. So for my first one, I decided I'm going to use this print. I think it's lovely. Oh, what makes it specialty paper is on one side of each, there is a gold metallic accent. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one, and I'm going to, let's see, I think I'm going to use, I can't decide if I want Magenta Madness or if I want, pull this out, whoops. Kind of made a mess of that. Or if I want to use Just Jade as my base. Ooh, that's pretty. I feel like it pops more against the green. So I'm going to go with Just Jade. And as I make this, I'm going to show you the steps I use when I'm casing something. So of course, I'm going to need my paper trimmer scorer. And what I typically would do, and I can see that, oh, this is actually one piece, it's folded over. So you're going to start with 4 1/4 by 11 inches. And you're going to score once at 5 1/2. So cut it 4 1/4 by 11 inches, so you'll get 2 out of one sheet. And then we need to score to measure this so we can make another score line. So that flap is 1 1/4 inch. The other way to measure that is to measure the extended end, 1 1/4. So either way you measure it. When you score the second line, flip your DSP or your cardstock over. Okay, flip over your cardstock. And the reason I'm doing that is because we're going to fold our cardstock in different directions on each of those score lines. Okay? And you want to be sure to burnish those. I hope you all have a bone folder. That's a very basic item for card makers and paper crafters. And then using multi-purpose glue, and I highly suggest this is the adhesive you use because you want the least amount of adhesive on here, and we want it as narrow as can be, because this is what's going to become our pocket. So we don't want adhesive going out 1/2 inch, because then it narrows our insert. All right, so if we use the multi-purpose glue, we're able to maximize that space in our pocket. Now this therefore will measure 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 inches. But remember, this folds down. So in order to not waste the DSP, and this is already 4 inches, so it'll fit nicely there, I'm just going to measure how much open space is, and it's 3 inches. Okay, so I might want to go just a little bit beyond 3 inches, because I don't want to end up with something like that. Okay, I'd rather this be tucked under. So I'm going to cut it 3 1/8. If you're more comfortable cutting quarters, do that, 3 1/4. You could even do 3 inches, but like I said, I always want to be sure that it's overlapping just a wee bit. Okay. But if you say you don't even want to do that, you're just going to go for it, 3 inches, that's fine. 4 by 3 works. Hi, Jean. Thanks so much for joining us, and thanks for sharing. Welcome, Pam. I'm glad you're here, and thanks for sharing. Hi, Fran. Kathy, nice to have you. Okay, now I want to put a little something here. I could use the back side of this. Ooh, that is pretty. Is that what I want? Yeah, I'll go for it. And this is 1 1/4 inch by 4 1/4. So I want to make my strip 4 inches by 1 inch. And I'm just going to put it right across there. Okay. Remember, this has gold accents, so something to consider with your embellishments or your ribbons. I actually pulled a ribbon out, and now I'm looking at it and thinking that's not going to really go. That's mint macaron. That's not going to work. So we don't have any current ribbons in Just Jade or Magenta Madness or those other fun colors. We have some that are close, but not the same. So I think just using a white will work just fine. Not sure I love the glittered organdy on there. I feel like it competes with a little bit of gold. But I do have this white crinkled seam binding, which might be just right. Now, as you saw, I did adhere the flap to the base, to the front of the pocket. You can do that and not put a ribbon on. You can not adhere it, but close it with ribbon, or you can do both. Completely up to you. But I think for sure if you're not using ribbon, that you definitely would want to adhere it. Adhere the flap to the pocket base. Just gonna tie a knot here before I tie a bow, so I can hold on to it a little better. This bow is white, however, you can make it any color you would like with your Stampin' Blends. So it's fun to be able to customize our ribbons and embellishments using those Stampin' Blends. I think that looks pretty good. Notice I just keep playing with my loops and tails of the bow until I have them the size I want. So make sure you always give yourself plenty of ribbon to do that. That's why I like to leave mine on the bolt while I'm doing it. But sometimes for some people it's easier to, stick into my finger, it's easier to cut a piece off. You just want to make sure that you cut it long enough. All right, what do you think? Oh, we've got some people from Rhode Island. Nice to have you. All right, so now we need to make the pocket. So for this part, what I'm going to do is take this pocket out of the original card and measure it. The cardstock, the dark colored cardstock is 5 inches by 3.5. I wonder, what do you think if I should I use this for the base of the pocket? Oh, it's a little short. We can try it with both. So that's 3.5 by 5. Or we could use the Just Jade. Three and a half by 5. So remember, this will have white on it, kind of loses its background there. Or you can do something like this, add a coordinating color. And that Magenta Madness is super, super bright. But because I'll be covering most of it with white cardstock, it'll calm that down. So let's see, the white or whatever you're using for your neutral to write on should be 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. Just gonna cut another one while I'm at it. So you see that does, having that white there kind of calms it down. It's not bam in your face so much. Okay. Now before I adhere these together, there's a couple of things I need to do. Notice Wendy stamped a greeting at the top. She also used a piece of ribbon to pull this out of the pocket card. Just a fun little pull on the note card part. So I'm going to, let's see, I pulled this stamp set, brand new, happy and heartfelt. I don't think haven't even used it yet. So let's see here. Happy Mom Day, that's fun. Congratulations. Thank you, I love you. Yay for love, lucky me. Oh gosh, there's so many good ones in here. How about, I'm gonna do I love you. That would be a fun thing to send one of my girls for Valentine's Day or just because. My favorite kind of cards to send are just because, if I can find it here. There's thank you. Oh gosh, this is the challenge here. It's got the little heart. Here it is. Right on the end. And where's the sticker? Do you all know how to add your... No, that says I have you. No, that says I love you. Okay, why is it so hard for me to see this? Here it is, right on the end there. Maybe I'm trying too hard. So when you have red rubber stamps and they're brand new, you want to pull the backing off the red rubber, and that exposes this a foamy piece. And then you're going to pull the back side off of the label. And all you're going to do, and it's probably a little difficult for you to see this on the camera, but all I do is kind of hover over with my stamp, hover over that label. And all I'm trying to do is match up an edge. And if I get a good edge, the rest of it just falls into place. All right, so that's how you do that. And I think I'm actually, oh, I don't know what color to stamp this in. I think I'll stamp it in Magenta Madness. There's, in this set of paper, there's Navy, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, Blushing Bride, Night of Navy, Crushed Curry, what else is in there? Pumpkin Pie. There's some white, metallic gold, black. I think that looks pretty neat. It would look neat in any of those colors, really. I'm even thinking, I wonder what it would look like if I stamped it in Just Jade. Kind of ties those two together. Oh, got some water on that. Let's just try it out. You know what? And that works nicely too. So either color you have. Do you have a preference? I'm kind of liking the Just Jade because I feel it pops more. But as you can see, both of the colors work really, really well together. Oops, not ready to put that on. Now I need something to be that little pull. There's a couple things you can do. You can use ribbon, just like Wendy did on her card. The other thing you can do is create a pull tab with a punch, and you can make that any color. How about, I'm going to go Crushed Curry. Let's see here. Because I pull out some of that. And I really just want that small oval. But it could be circles, it could be the Label Me Fancy, punch, everyday label, anything at all. And all you're gonna do is, well, you could do it either way. You could put it in like this, and that becomes your pull. Or you can fold it in half, and then you use the straight part for the top. I think I'm going to do it this way. And you only want to leave a little bit showing, and I'll show you why. If you have it too high and it goes beyond the top of that pocket, it's not going to fit in your envelope really well. So what you can do is just kind of put it in there and push this all, whoops. Come on, baby. I should have done it first and marked it. And I can get a little further in. Try to center that. Okay, that's in all the way. So now you can see I still have room. So I could even pull this top a little higher, but I don't want to go, you can go up to that edge, but I don't want to go beyond it because then it makes it difficult for this to fit in your standard size envelope. And then when you have your piece of ribbon or your little pull, whatever you're using, then you're ready to, now I'm going back to that. Now you're ready to add the top piece. What do you think? Joan says she loves the pocket cards. Hi there, Marilyn. Hi, Julie. Isn't the font on this cool? I don't know that we've ever had a font like this on any of our sentiments. Mary Stetzer, thanks so much for sharing. Now, one of the coordinating, well, it goes with a different suite in the holiday catalog, which I did not purchase, but we have adhesive backed hexagons, and they come in Just Jade, Blushing Bride, and Basic Black. So any of these work really nicely with the set of paper because those are 3 of the coordinating colors in here. And I'm just going to use a medium size one and put it right on that little pull, just for a fun little accent. All right, shall we make another one? Stella, you like the yellow, you like that touch of sunshine, and boy, don't we need it on these gray days, especially, I don't know what it's like in Texas today, but in Ohio, it's cold. Today's not so gray. The weekend was really dark and gray, but today is actually sunny. All right, who would like to see another? Let's see. Oh, here's a fun one. Let's do this because I want to show you another stamp set. So I'm going to move this out of the way. And remember, you don't always have to use the back. I am going to for this one, but you don't have to. You might see something else in the pack that you want to use for your back. It could be that. Oh, look at this one. That's fun. It could be that. That would even work. Okay. So mix and match any way you want. All right. I need somebody to tell me. Should we do a Just Jade base or a Blushing Bride base? And I'm going to wait to see who responds first and what their choice is. Blushing Bride or Just Jade? Joan is the first, and she says Just Jade. You are a green girl, aren't you? I can tell. So again, I'm starting with 4. Oh, lots of green girls. There's some Blushing Brides popping up. Okay, maybe we can work that Blushing Bride in. All right, so I'm starting with 4 1/4 by 11 inches. I've already scored on this one. Just happened, maybe I cut too many of something, I don't know. But it's already scored at 5 1/2 inches. I'm going to flip it over and now score at 1 1/4 inches. Who remembers why we flip the paper over between those two scorings? Anybody remember? Because we're folding each of these in the opposite direction. And here I'm going to show you, we're just going to cut this 3 by 4. If we do, I was thinking after I cut the other one 3 1/8, I started thinking, but if we cut it 3 by 4, we could actually make 2, and it does overlap just a teeny bit. I was off on my thinking when I said that. So if you cut this directly in half, you could make 2 of the same. You know what? We're going to make a second one, and this one, we're going to use the Blushing Bride. And we'll see how they both end up. But we can make them side by side. So I've already got the 5 1/2 score line, so I'm going to score the opposite side. And then when we have them both finished, then I'm curious to see what is everybody's favorite. All right, I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue to form the pockets before I do anything else. just a small, very, very narrow line of glue along the pocket edges. So that's only going between the two score lines. I'll give that a moment to set while I do this one. I'm going to add the DSP. Okay, now in this instance, we'll have to use another piece if we want that polka dot DSP at the top. I was falling out of the screen there, wasn't I? So let's take a look. I think that I'm probably going to go with, oh, that's fun too, though. Now here's when we really get into mixing and matching. And you know how I love my designer series paper and how I love to mix and match designer series papers. Anybody else feel the same? And if you're a sewer, I bet you feel that way about your fabrics. Because many years ago, when I was sewing a lot, when my girls were young, I was the same way about my fabrics as I am about my designer series papers now. So matching or change it up. Somebody tell me, matching or change it up? Meaning matching the DSP to the cardstock color, or changing it up and going opposites. Doris is the first one I see. She says change. Okay. That's a bit of a challenge for me, I'm going to admit. I was thinking, oh, I hope they say matching. And you know that everybody says, oh, I'm not creative, whatever. Yes, you are. Everybody's creative in my book. But sometimes being creative means we have to step outside of our comfort zone. And I am very much a matchy-matchy person. You know, if I go shopping, maybe that's why I don't like shopping, because I feel like if I get a top, I have to get pants to wear with it so I know what to wear with it. And it's got to match. I can't just go home with a coral color top and know what I'm going to wear with it. Maybe in the summer I can. I don't know. But I'm kind of funny about that. I've gotten better about it. And same thing with the DSP. Sometimes I just have to challenge myself, maybe with different colors, maybe a different color combination, using a stamp set I don't necessarily love, that sort of thing. Even, you know, once in a while, there is one DSP in the new catalog that's not, I don't love it. The others I love. This one, I'll have to work with it and see. Not this one, but another one. The one I'm saying is, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about it. So the nice thing is when you work with our designer series paper, there are so many changes and there are so many opportunities to mix and match your designer series papers. And that sort of helps you step out of that comfort zone of yours. And let me see what I do with that ribbon. This is what happens when there's so many things. Here we go. I think I'll use the same ribbon. Oh, you know what? I know what I should use. We have this Blushing Bride ribbon from the Whimsy and Wonder paper in the suite in the annual catalog. I think I'm going to use this and just make a knot, a simple knot. It's called Frayed Grosgrain, but it is Blushing Bride. I'm not tying a bow with this because it is thicker and a bow would make this a little too bulky to send, but I can certainly get away with a knot. And then I'll also use, I love it too, Beth. Isn't it nice ribbon? Everybody who attended my October Creative Escape weekend, all the make and takes I provided as part of their registration goodie bag it was part of the Whimsy and Wonder designers, or Whimsy and Wonder suite. So they all received some of that. Let's put the same one. Yeah, let's put the same one on here. I'm also going to use this ribbon then as the pull for the note card part. And I'll show you how I do that. It's super easy. Actually, if you have scraps of ribbon, I've been putting mine in a bag. And when I need just a little bit, like I'll use for that little pull tab, I check out my scraps because that's a fun way to use those up. Really get your money's worth from that bolt of ribbon. This might be just, no, I might be able to make this work for the pull tab. Although I'll need to. All right, are we mixing and matching for the next part? We need 5" by 3.5, and I'll just cut one of each color. What is this? Okay, I'm not sure how I ended up with that, but 5 by 3.5. And this one's 5" by 3.5. Again, do we want to match cardstock to cardstock, or do we want to change it up? Okay, so you tell me, do you want to match cardstock to cardstock, or do you want to change it up? And I will cut white while I'm waiting for those answers, an answer with that to come through. And for my white or neutral, I need 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. I've got those. What am I seeing here? Change it up, change it up, change, change, change. Okay, and I agree with you on that change. Not that I didn't agree before, I just was like, oh, that's out of my comfort zone a little bit. Okay, so we'll change it up. Opposite colors. Now look at this. It's fun to have a little something at the top here, but you don't necessarily have to. It's not a must. Just know that, okay? But as I was pulling out this beautiful Abstract Beauty Designer Series paper, the 4x6 Designer Series papers, I started thinking how fun this would be with this stamp, or this paper, this stamp set and this paper. And the reason I say that is because it gives you some kind of, you know, a bold flash of color with a gentle writing or sentiment in between. And I just thought that kind of freeform color it goes with this paper, doesn't it? Ooh, there's some fun fancy golds. So that's why I decided to use this one. So I like this one, I Believe in You. That's a nice, encouraging one. So happy for you, many thanks, hooray for you, lucky to know you, congrats. Okay, I think I'm going to use many thanks. And the reason I say that is because I was putting these on just before I went live. So I got most of the stickers on, but not all. I see on this one I have a little bit of a bubble. So I'm just going to poke it to get the air out of that. That happens very, very occasionally. Probably because I was rushing to see all of you. Okay, I'm going to do the many thanks because, as many of you know, my birthday was last week. I'm 57. I don't know how that happened, but I am, and that's okay. But I do have some thank you notes that I need to send out. So I'm going to, this time I am going to match the inks to the color cardstock I'm using, and I'm going to stamp this on my grid paper just to see how it comes out. This might be a little tricky for me, so let's see how it goes. First time using this. I feel like I'm getting too much ink on there. And I don't know how well you can see this. I think you can on the screen, but do you see how some areas are darker and some are lighter? And that is how it's turning out on my grid paper. Sometimes somebody will get a stamp like this and they'll, be calling me or calling Stampin' Up. It doesn't work. Mine doesn't work. It doesn't stamp completely. Always look at the cover of your stamp set, because then that will tell you if it works or not. If this was completely solid, I would say, okay, something's wrong with that stamp. But it's not completely solid. Some areas are lighter. So that tells me it's working fine. I didn't quite get that centered. I could flip it over and try again, which I think is what I'm gonna do. I almost feel like I'm putting too much ink on it because it's one of those that has those teeny tiny fine lines that I don't need to tap, tap, tap. I don't need to tap 3 times. All right, I feel like that's better. And now I'm going to stamp it in Blushing Bride. Of course, I'm cleaning it off first on my Simply Chamois. I hope you all have a Simply Chamois. I don't know how we did without these for so long. I feel like if it gets too wet, the lines are so fine, you can just okay, I'm not liking that. This is what I'm going to do. And I see the ink kind of bubbling up. Probably because I re-inked it recently. So I'm going to move some of that ink out of the way with my bone folder. Oh, yes, that's much better. Move some of that ink out of the way with my bone folder. So it's not quite as juicy and it's not bubbling up on me like it was. And then ink it up and it looks more like it should. See how that was? And it just looks blotchy. So a little learning curve to using these, but they are fun and I do think they really go with this paper nicely. So now I'm going to And of course, if you don't like it, we have lots and lots and lots of other stamp sets with wonderful sentiments. Oops, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Pull it up, Mary. Does anybody know? What did I forget? Alice agrees. She loves her chamois. Okay, I want to add a little ribbon pull. So what I like to do is add plenty of, I need it to go in the middle, so I'm adding plenty of adhesive right in the center. And I'm kind of eyeballing this. I want it to be center. Lay it down like that. You want to use a really strong adhesive. I would suggest Stamp and Seal Plus or the Tear and Tape for this. One thing about using multi-purpose glue is most of the ribbons just absorb the glue. And then you kind of got a mess, and it's very hard to get it to dry in a timely manner. So for that reason, I don't use multi-purpose glue with ribbons so much. And I'm going to go over that again. I want to make sure that every part of this ribbon is going to stay in place. Of course, you can also just leave your note card blank. You don't have to stamp a sentiment. And I'll do the same for this one. Put some adhesive right there in the center. Press down one end of the ribbon, pull the other end over, just leaving a little loop at the top. I like to make sure the top is sealed especially well because it does have that little bit of lift in the center there because of the ribbon pull. And you just slide it in. Now, another thing to note here, and again, if you want a sentiment, a small sentiment at the top, go for it. But you don't have to. You could even do a little flower or put a little embellishment if you want. I was going to say something about that. So, for example, thank you. Instead of stamping the one I did, I could stamp that right there. Kind of tells people what it's for. If you decide that this is not enough room for you to write on, where's my sample? Where's the card that Wendy sent me? Well, I don't know where it went. But if you decide that is not enough space for you to write on, all you have to do is add, and I even had an extra piece of white to demonstrate, but that's okay. All you have to do is add another white, 4 3/4 by 3 1/4 behind this. All right, so you could even stamp a sentiment or maybe a floral image, whatever you want, whatever you're making, and another piece on the back. All right, who would like to receive one of these? You probably thought I wasn't going to give them away today. I'll keep this one because that's a fun one to send to one of my girls, and they would love these as well. But since you helped me make them and mix and match with me and help me get out of my comfort zone a little bit, I'm going to give both of these away. So what I would like you to do now, if you're interested in receiving one of these, in the comments, please type pocket card. And then from whoever types pocket card, I will pull a winner. I'm a little bit behind on sending out some of the last few things. I think I need to still pull a winner from last time for the butterfly card. All right, are there any questions? Any questions about the holiday catalog retiring products and how that works? Remember, everything that's retiring, we have just 2 weeks left. Some items are already sold out. Whatever we have now is while supplies last only. That's through January 3rd for the holiday mini catalog. And then also remember that January 4th is the next big day where our January-June mini catalog will go live along with Celebration. And I'm putting out a request right now to any of you viewers who are not demonstrators, but are customers of mine. Would you like to have a virtual Stampin' Up! Party? It is so easy, and I can make it quick. It's not something that's going to go on for 7 days and 10 days and all that. It's going to be quick and easy, lots of fun. I'll do a Facebook Live as part of it. And of course, you will receive all the Stampin' rewards and be able to put those towards free product. Alice says she's not going to make this tonight. She's probably getting ready for the holidays. I understand. Not everything is for everybody. I completely understand. All right, Kathleen says pretty card. Sharon says she'll be making some. Okay, and lots of people would like to have their name drawn to receive a pocket card. All right, I'm going to end this Facebook Live right now and continue on to do some work, and then I've got a virtual meeting at 7. So thank you very much for joining me.